students, welcome to the class again. I'm Ragini Tiwari, your English teacher, and without wasting time, let us start the story Lost Spring, where we have left the story. So here we are, students. Take care and look here carefully. Savita, a young girl in a pink dress, pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman shouldering pieces of glass as her hands move mechanically like the tongs, underline the word tongs, of a machine. I wonder if she knows the sanctity of the bangles she helps make. It symbolizes an Indian woman's suhag, auspiciousness in marriage. So, what it mean here? Here, the narrator wants to convey that there was a young girl in this story. There was a young girl by the name of Savita. She wore a faded pink color dress. She was sitting with an elderly woman. And they were joining pieces of glass to make bangles. What they both were doing? They were joining pieces of glass. Why they were joining those glass? To make bangles. Her hands moved like a machine. How her hands moved? Her hands moved like a machine. Tong here represent an instrument with two movable arms joined at one end. Tong here how to represent an instrument with two movable arms joined at one end. So her hands moved like a machine. Here the writer wondered if Savita knew that bangles were sacred, if she knew that this is the symbol of purity and they were a good omen for a woman's wifehood. They were a good omen. Auspiciousness, a good omen, a good symbol of wifehood, of marriage. It will dawn on her. Please underline. Suddenly one day, when her head is draped with red veil, her hands dyed red with henna, and red bangles rolled onto her wrists, she will then become a bride like the old woman beside her, who became one many years ago. She still has bangles on her wrist, but no light in her eyes. So let us explain here what it says. Here this paragraph says that she thought. Who thought? The narrator thought. The narrator thought that the Savita would realize this when she would become a bride. When she would realize this? When she would become a bride. The auspiciousness of bangles. Okay. Then when she would become a bride, only then she would realize the importance of those bangles. That day she would cover her head with a red color veil, right? And color her hands with henna. She would color her hands with henna and wear red colored bangles on her wrist. When she would become a bride, only then she would realize the auspiciousness of those bangles, and these things she has to adopt on that day. The elderly woman who was sitting just next to Savita, also became a bride many years ago. She was very old. She must have become a bride many years ago. She was still wearing the glass bangles. But had lost her eyesight. Yes, the bangles were in her wrist, but no light in her eyes. She lost her eyesight. एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया, she says, the elder woman. Okay, that elder woman, what she said, एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया. In a voice drained of joy, she has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. That's what she has reaped. Her husband, an old man with a flowing beard, says, I know nothing except bangles. All I have done is make a house for the family to live in. The elderly woman complained. She complained that she had not eaten even a seer of food. What it means here, seer? A unit of measuring quantity. Okay, it is a unit of measuring some kind of quantity. So she had not eaten a seer of food. The woman wants to say that they are so poor that they cannot eat enough food. They are this much poor that they cannot eat this much food. And yes, hearing. No, that is it. That is the benefit that she had received. Received here means reaped. Okay, these are the benefit that she had received by adopting the profession of bangle making. So they all were in the profession of bangle making. Even then their condition was very worst. They were very poor. The woman's husband has a flowing beard. Flowing beard. Husband has a long flowing beard. He says that he does not know anything other than bangle making. What he says? That he does not know anything except bangle making. And all that he has been able to accomplish is to make a house for his family to live in. Only what achievement he has that he was able to make a house for his family where they can live. Hearing him, one wonders if he has achieved what many have failed in their lifetime. He has a roof over his head. Now, what a writer here wonders for what? The writer wonders that probably the old man has achieved something which many other people have not, like house. Okay, probably the man has achieved something like a house. At least he has been able to secure a shelter for his family, because it was also not an easy task to get a house, okay, to maintain a house for his or her family. The cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles, not even enough to eat, rings here in every home. The young men echo the lament of their elders. Little has moved with time, it seems, in Firozabad. Years of mind-numbing toil, please underline mind-numbing toil, have killed all initiatives and the ability to dream. Now here what writer wants to convey. The writer says that this problem was prevalent in all the homes. Here in Firozabad, this problem, the people were suffering with the same problem, which carried on the profession they had carried. They did not know anything else other than bangle making, and it did not even provide them enough to eat. It did not provide them sufficient to eat. Even the young man who had entered the traditional profession also had the same complaint. The young man had also same complaint. With the passing time, there was no improvement in their condition, as they had been doing hard work for countless numbers of years. They didn't have any ability to do something else or to dream of it. Then I hope you all have understood this one, that little has moved with the time, nothing has changed a lot, it seems, in Firozabad. Years of mind-numbing toil. What is the meaning of mind-numbing? Mind-numbing means boring hard work. boring hard work. Hard work, what kind of hard work they are doing? Only to earn money, to survive, not to earn money, to survive anyhow. They are doing this much hard work in making bangles. Even the situations has not changed a lot, this paragraph says, and have killed all initiative and the ability to dream. They have the ability to dream, but they are taking initiative, but it killed. Somehow it killed. A point comes when their dreams just vanished. Nothing left. Why not organize yourself in a cooperative? I ask, the narrator asked, why not organize yourself in a cooperative? Here, students, sorry, I forgot to tell you the meaning of lament. Lament means complain. The young man had complained. Repeated complaint. Echo means repeated. The repeating complaint. Repeated complaint they all are having. The youth, the young man, here refers to the youth of Firzabad, or those who are in the profession of bangle making. They have complained of their elders. That their life has not changed. We are continued in this profession, even then we are not able to change our life. So why not organize yourself into a cooperative? I ask. A group of young men who have fallen into the vicious here means cruel circle of middlemen, who trapped their fathers and forefathers. Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up here means dragged or taken away, hauled up by the police, beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal. They say there is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. Their fathers are as tired as they are. Now what this paragraph says, the writer suggested them, what the writer suggests them? The writer suggested them to form a cooperative. This is the writer's suggestion. Why don't you form a cooperative? An organization, a group to work together. She talked to a group of youth men. Okay, she talked to a group of youth men, young men, to get out of the clutches of the cruel middlemen. If you organize a cooperative, you will be able to get out of this vicious circle of middlemen, the clutches of middlemen who had trapped their elders earlier. The men said, what those men said? They answered that if they dared to do something, they replied to the narrator, if they dared to do something like that, they would be dragged and beaten up by the police and sent to jail. Their acts would be termed to be unlawful, illegal. They would say that their act was unlawful, and the writer felt that time that as they had no leader, they could not think of doing the things differently. They all were so tired, the men and their fathers. They all were this much tired that they are not able to change their condition, as there were no leader to lead them properly what to do and what not to do, and to make them understand what law says. They are actually unaware with this situation, with the laws, with the terms and condition provided by the governments. That's why the middleman used to take advantage. Okay, so this is the explanation of these paragraph, students. In our tomorrow I'll provide you the last video. Till then, see this video, try to understand, and take care. Have a nice day.